43 races, 22 tracks spanning 14 countries, 16 drivers, 8 teams, 7 constructors. However, there can only be one champion. I'm Jonathan Seekings, and this is the Thursday Night GT Championship. Yes, guys, we are here for the season 2 in the Thursday Night GT Championship, bringing you race highlights, commentaries, gossip, all stuff like that, everything you need to know. Here from Mount Panorama in Bathurst, and joining me this week we have got Ben. How you doing, Ben?
Yeah, very good. Stepping in for Lance for today, and hopefully be back for next week.
Yep. Unfortunately, Lance wasn't able to make it this week, but we have the next best thing.
Thanks.
So start of the new season. It's been 3 weeks since the end of season 2. It has felt like a lot longer than that, and it's safe to say the excitement has really been building up. A lot of build up to this season, Ben.
Yeah, a lot of driver and team changes, and from practice and testing beforehand, it looks like it's going to be a very close season. Champion from last season, Andrew's changed to a steering wheel, so he's going to struggle to start with, but we'll be looking to pick up points in the early races. Difficult to know which team's going to be the favourite, to be honest.
Yeah, we basically covered my next question, which was who are we going to be looking out for?
Yeah, so it's difficult to know who's going to be the favourite, to be honest, but I would say you got to look at the Hammer Time guys in the Mercedes. That's the car that won the championship last season. The Guar boys in the BMW M3. One of those will surely challenge for the championship. Adam, if he has a bit more luck, he can definitely challenge for the championship with outright speed, and his teammate Dominic. And then obviously there's the the Out of Control boys in the rough, and I'm sure they'll be there on occasion.
Yeah. So we did have a pre-season test. Did that give any conclusive evidence as to who was going to be quick?
Yeah, it's just basically the teams I've just mentioned.
Yeah.
But Adam seems to be the fastest on most tracks. We in the roughs seem to spring a surprise here and there. But yeah, it's as you see, but the whole grid is a lot closer than last season. So that's the aim, and that's what's good.
Yeah, awesome. So we are here at Mount Panorama Bathurst. So let's just take a quick look at the track that the drivers are going to be racing around. Round 1 of the Thursday Night GT Championship is taking place in Mount Panorama Bathurst. It's an iconic 6.2 kilometre track with 174 metres of elevation change, so it's going to be a bumpy ride, but it is definitely one of the drivers' favourite tracks. As we're running into turn 1 now, Hell's Corner, you've got a 1.1 kilometre straight coming up here now, so make sure you get a good exit, otherwise it's going to be a long lap to start again. Hitting about 160 miles an hour now, coming up into Griffin's Bend. You've got a chance of overtaking, but make sure you keep the speed up through the corner. Not too much though, because the barriers are tight on the exit. Coming into the cut-in now, quite an iconic corner. Make sure you roll the car through the corner and potentially brake late. Now we're approaching the highest point on the track. These corners invite a lot of speed, but don't be too greedy, otherwise you will hit the wall either side. Now into Skyline, definitely the most beautiful view for a spectator. Coming into the S's now. Make sure you keep the rhythm up. Walls either side will punish any slight error. You've got a downhill braking zone now, it's very tricky. Can be a lot of understeering to the forest elbow, but you've got a 1.9 kilometre straight here, so you want to maximise that exit. So you're starting to max out now on the straight, hitting the rev limiter. The brakes are getting cold, but you're coming into the chase and you've got a heavy braking zone. You want to be last of the late brakers here, but if you get anything wrong, you will be either in the barriers or into another car. But coming into the final corner now, left-hander at Murray's corner. You want to get a good exit and then make a last dash for the line, trying to get as best a time as you can. We do have a new format for this season. Ben, just want to talk us through the new race format?
Yeah, sure. So basically we'll have the feature race to start with, which will be 45 minutes long. And that's going to be where you get your major points for the championship. That'll involve a pit stop as well. But yeah, that's where it all starts. And then that's a 15-minute qualifying as well, just mention that. Then we have the sprint race where the top 5 from the feature race are not allowed to qualify, so they'll be at the back of the grid, obviously. And that'll be a 10-minute session, and the sprint race is it's about 20 minutes long, so it's half the distance of the feature race. And it basically gives the guys that finish 5th, 6th, 7th down the field a chance of glory, basically, maybe a chance of a podium or a win if they can get it together. And also gives the guys that won the feature race a bit of a challenge to try and get through the pack.
Yeah, so the sprint race is going to be an interesting race, I'm sure. So let's take a quick look at how the feature race went for the first race of the season. Season 1 started with Adel Assaid on pole position in the pouring down rain here at Mount Panorama, but the racing got underway, but without much delay. At turn 1 there was carnage, a lot of drivers coming off the track, which actually led to the 2 roughs of Out of Control Racing taking the lead after turn 1. But Gaza, number 56 BMW, was the first to hit the wall, and he wouldn't be the last without a doubt. But on lap 2, Julian Stevens in the 87 BMW got pushed wide by Milden in the rough, and as he was letting him through, Dominic Oliveira managed to squeeze through as well. But on the same lap, Stevens outbraked himself massively, had a massive off, and it wouldn't be the first time as well. He did struggle quite a lot in this race and eventually finished way down the field. But Milden, man, making the most of that. Stevens' teammate Newman in the 19 Mercedes, not having a good day, eventually retiring halfway through the race, probably not helped by the BMW on top of his roof. But the Bentley, one of the favourites for this race, Dominic, having a big moment here at the turn 2, and eventually that would cost dear, as he would finish in a lowly 8th position. After the pit stops, however, Adel came out behind his teammate Ben, who still had to pit, and that was pretty much the only car Adel saw the whole race, dominating the race from start to finish. And excellent drive in the wet, very tricky conditions, visibility was horrendous, but thankfully for the team, Ben came in second, and a very delighted American in Lance here in the McLaren taking 3rd place. So the results after race 1: Mr. Ken first, Milden 2nd, Lance 3rd, Gaza 4th, AMH Racing 5th. So not the greatest of returns for the champion, but unique talent clearly having the pace there. Julian Stevens with the fastest lap of the race. On to race 2. Well, we didn't have to wait long this season for the action to start. Only took one turn to see half the field off. Ben, what's your opinions on the race?
Well, yeah, it was wetter than a wet weekend in Scotland, wasn't it? It was liquid sunshine for us at Bathurst with fog as well, so really difficult driving conditions for the first race. I think we all would prefer a dry race to start with. But yeah, Adel absolutely smoking the feature race, just disappeared into the distance with his web feet, as usual. In the wet, he just destroys us. But yeah, he won the race for Out of Control Racing. Second was his teammate, me. I might get 2nd place somehow, don't know how, through lack of practice. 3rd was Lance, getting his first ever podium in the GT3 series that we run, so that's really good. Gaza was 4th, so backing up his championship credentials. Had a bit of a fun time as well, looking at the front end of his BMW. 5th was defending champion Andrew, managed to get through the pack up to 5th place, good job. 6th for Ola, who's returned to the series in Bermuda Racing in the BMW Z4. 7th for Benjamin McCluskey in the Aston Martin for, what are they called again? Dark Horse Racing, that was right. 8th for Dominic in the Bentley. Was a disaster for Dom Racing. Adam disconnected or had a power cut shortly before the race, and actually will miss out on the sprint race as well, so a complete disaster for the championship favourite. But Dom managing to score a few points despite going on to slicks halfway through the race. He was running second before the pit stops. So yeah, all round a complete disaster for Dom. Bajny was ninth in the Audi for Rad Racing, and 10th also for Dark Horse Racing was Tom. So picking up a good point there.
Yeah. So as mentioned before, the top 5 from this race will now start at the back, and everyone else will move forward 5 places. So it's going to be a real challenge for the guys who did finish at the top of the results. But then the likes of Dom and Julian, who were clearly quite quick in that race, might have the chance to sneak a win.
Well, yeah, Julian will actually miss this race as well due to unforeseen circumstances, I should say that.
Okay, fair enough. So without any further delay, let's get on to the sprint race. And we've got Dom on pole alongside number 50 BMW as the lights go out and away we go as we run down into turn 1. Will there be action this time round? Leaders come through quite safely, a little bit of rubbing at the back, and Milner Man gets pushed wide and is dropped right to the back. But a very clean start compared to the feature race. BMW even probably slow out of the first corner. But go on, off you go then.
Yeah, basically it looked like Andrew had forced Ben off the track at turn 1 and he's just letting him back through. But yeah, we've got a massive battle back here as the faster drivers try to come through the slightly slower drivers. No one's really slow in this league. But it looks like Dom's away with Dean in second place. Let's have a look here, and that's Bajny third, Jay's fourth, Benjamin's fifth, and then the rest. They're just going so fast it's hard to keep up. But Dom is clear.
Yeah, as we come up to McPhillamy Park now, over the rise, and should be coming through the S's now. Not really much happening at the moment, but this could get interesting. Oh, that does get interesting, as I think that's Ola gets pushed out wide after Gaza runs wide.
Yeah, it looked like a tank slapper there for Gaza, and as he was collecting it up, he collected Ola as well. But guys at the front are running well. They're getting a nice little gap to the second pack, and Bajny's doing a really good job up third in the Audi. There's Lance and Ben look like they're shaping up on the back of one of the Astons. It looks like Tom, and Andrew's in there as well. So this should be fun down through the fast kink at the bottom.
Yeah, Andrew wanting to make up for a poor first race, for his standards anyway. But it does look like someone's having a look. I can't see who it is. I think it might be Benjamin.
It looks like Lance getting past Tom, and it was, yeah. Lance has passed Tom in the Aston Martin now. The McLaren has passed the Aston Martin. Ben now looking down the outside. Andrew's thinking, which way do I go? As they head into the last corner. Yeah,
Andrew's probably best just sitting back and waiting for it all to happen, but he goes round the outside. What a move. Excellent move there. Clearly not lost any of his racing ability, even if he is struggling with the new wheel that he has. But I think that's Bajny. Quite slow on the exit. Gaza into the pits already, probably to repair his car. He's got a massive dent in the front. But now we are next to the number 19 Mercedes on board with Bajny as we run up into turn 2, and it's a big gaggle of cars there. Anything could happen here. I think that's Adele in the middle.
Everybody's in fourth place by the looks of it, so at the moment it looks like it's Jay in the Mercedes in different colours this weekend, but I'm sure he'll switch to the orange for the next race. But these guys are clear out. Dominic's disappearing up front, Dean's holding on to his coattails, but the rest are in third place, not fourth, but third place. That's Jay in third in the Mercedes, and then followed by Bajny in the Audi. Then it's Adele and Benjamin, and the rest all filing through.
Yeah. So coming down the S's now, the 2 leaders, followed by a long train, which is what you'd expect in this race with a reverse grid. Lance is holding on to the back of Ben at the moment.
Yeah, it was actually changed position there. Lance ran a bit wide through that nasty left-hander. Ben just managed to just get the overlap on him.
Is that Bajny losing a place there to Adele? Yes, it was. Yeah.
So yeah, the faster guys are coming through quickly, which is sort of what we expected on this sort of track with the long straights.
Yeah, so slipstream is going to be a big factor as Ben is having a look at Bajny.
That's Tyler, sorry, he's just doing a one-off drive there.
Okay.
Got legs on that McLaren as it closes up on the rough. That's got some serious power, and he's trying to go on the outside of Ben as well. He's ran wide, and he's lost 2 positions.
Yeah. So on board now with Ben in car. The helmet cam here, so you can see how close everyone is to each other as we come across the line to start lap 3. Been exciting first 2 laps already. Let's hope it continues for the rest of the race. Good exit there from the guys up ahead as Ben is actually dropping back a bit, but will Lance with his McLaren power be able to storm past?
Yeah, McLaren's very quick around here this weekend, especially in the straight lines. It looks like Lance has dropped back a bit, and he's trying to go up the inside now with Tyler, by the looks of it, into turn 2. Not sure if that's going to work.
Yeah, but we've got Andrew tucked in behind. As we're coming into the cut-in, easy to get this wrong, as it looks like Benjamin is doing. He's running a bit wide there.
And Ben trying to go around the outside. This
bit of contact.
Bit of contact.
That could have ended in tears, and a very expensive car park.
Yeah, the rear-wheel drive raft doesn't need any contact to make it spin. It does it when you stare at it. So there's Jay. He's doing a very good job there in 3rd place, and this could be a really good result for him. But he's a little bit sideways.
He's gone round. He's gone round in the worst possible place. Now he's going to have to wait for everyone to file through. Andrew, not aware of the yellow flags, as Jay's got to drive up the hill again to turn around. Thankfully nothing else is on its way. I obviously got a message from the team that it was clear, but so unfortunately just managed to make a break from the pack, fighting for 4th, and just a lack of concentration, maybe compression of the car sent him round. But now Ben is attacking Bajny into the chase.
Yeah,
Too wide. It's brave. It's brave, and he's pushed him onto the gravel. Bajny's not going to be a happy boy, but Ben gets the move done. Will he give the place back? I don't know. I think it's probably more of a racing incident. But now Bajny's under pressure from the Aston Martin. Aston Martin drives across the pit line, running over a couple of cones at the same time. And Lance waiting in the wings for anything to happen.
Yeah, Lance is sat back going, laughing at this, going, go on boys, go at it. And his McLaren's very quick, but the Aston Martin's no slouch, and the Audi as well is 520 horsepower, so he's going to have his work cut out to pass these two. Bajny doing an excellent job. He's 5th now with Benjamin 6th. I believe Lance is 7th, so yeah, Lance is going to be the quicker of these guys, and he'll be wanting to get through pretty quick as well. But up front is still Dom from Dean. Adele's made it all the way up to 3rd, and Ben's 4th. So as I mentioned, Bajny's 5th.
Adele from the very back of the group. Who's that? It's Jason on the recovery drive. Is already. Oh no, it's Gazza must be behind him. Yeah, that's Gazza behind. And basically on a recovery drive now, just fighting for lower points there. But on board with Dean, is that Dean?
That's Dean, yeah.
Yeah, bit sideways through the S's, but all under control. Dean,
here's the feature race winner Adele, in 3rd place, being caught by quite quickly by teammate Ben. I don't know if there'll be team orders just to finish, but sideways.
Yeah, early stages in the season. Only the first weekend. Wouldn't have thought team orders would be an issue at the moment, but you never know. Don't know how some teams work.
Whoever gets paid the most.
Yeah, and the 2 boys at the back. Oh, is Jason gone round again? I think he might have. Yeah.
A little bit of a nudge up the back there from one of the BMWs. We think it's Gaza.
As Dom, very lonely 1st. Dean, very lonely 2nd. Adele, a lonely 3rd, but being caught. Who's this? It's Lance on the Aston Martin. Oh, Lance has gone round.
There he is. Yep. The McLaren lawnmower almost hit by Ola as he returns to the track, but Lance is not having such a successful sprint race as he did feature.
No.
Dell in the feature race, a superb drive, near enough lights the flag, minus the pit stop. Commanded victory in the wet.
He totally destroyed the opposition. As we all know, he has web feet, so the rain he loves. Lance there with a great exit out of turn 1.
Yeah, on his recovery drive, trying to get past Tom. And who's that up ahead? Didn't quite see. I think that might be Ola. It is Ola. Look at that straight line speed.
That's ridiculous.
He's got that car hooked up in a straight line, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think Lance has got to be somewhere, so these guys are just in the way, so yeah, see you later.
Yeah, he's got to make it to that meeting.
Yeah. Yep, so up front, and Adele and Ben's looking ever closer. Yeah, it's going to be a bit technical this one. If they get it wrong, the paperwork will be a nightmare.
Yeah, I don't suppose they'll be putting up too much of a fight. Maybe just follow each other around a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they're on for a good result, 3rd and 4th.
Oh, not if Ben does that too often. And well held, actually, well held.
Ripped in, over the ski jump, and he's back on form.
Yeah, lost a bit of time that he wouldn't have wanted to lose, but both of the boys going for their second podiums of the weekend. And in fact, Ben doesn't seem to be that far away still.
Yeah, we moved on a little bit here. But yeah, into turn 1 comes Adele, slightly wide there on the exit, kicks up the dust.
Was that a team order?
Yeah, team order, please crash.
Yep.
The order there, and no, I think it's just a mistake. Adele, he was on the limit. I think both guys were. A bit of a mistake there, it can happen, but at least no damage, and he's carrying on in 4th place. Ben now up to 3rd. Here's Tom, who's he got chasing him with one of the BMWs.
Yeah. So it looks like Gaza? Maybe?
Yeah, it was Gaza 56. It's Gaza 55 is Andrew.
Yeah, but Bajny quite lonely now on his own in 65 Audi, taking the reins from. I know.
Gaza had that car last season. Yeah, that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, I thought it was his teammate for a second, but no, I was on the right lines.
You were there. You were almost there, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah. Meanwhile, in a different postcode is Dom, who's disappearing out front.
Oh.
Doing a fantastic job. Ben's completely sideways in the rough.
Ben's still having trouble on that corner.
Wow, Lance around the outside of the left-hander there as you head down into the kinks. That is an incredible move. That was on Tom, I believe.
Yeah, so Lance cutting his way back through the field after that costly mistake. It wasn't a very big mistake, but at the wrong place and the wrong time to do it. So fighting his way back through the field. Obviously got the pace with the 3rd place in the feature race. And Ola on his lonesome.
So that move was on Benjamin, actually. It wasn't Tom. This is Tom now with Gaza right up his trumpet. Surely the power of the Aston will tell here, and Gaza will have to stay put, but he's sticking in the slipstream.
Yeah, you know how experienced Gaza is. Can find a gap from almost anywhere, and he likely will go for it.
Yeah, the Northern Kimmy is in attack mode, and he's trying to pass Tom.
Not quite, but Tom a little bit wider on the exit. Gaza coming, pretty much lining him up. I'm going to think it's only a matter of time as he's having a look, not really forcing the issue though. Just filling his mirrors, keeping him under pressure. And Gaza is a patient driver. He knows
front of Gaza's car all weekend. It's
Yeah.
like the front of a shopping trolley that's been well used. It's just absolutely smashed in all weekend. But it still seems to go quite well.
Yeah, and he's got the exit. Then you have to speed down the straight. He's not quite got the speed of the McLaren or the Aston Martin for that matter.
Yeah. The Aston is a quick beast, the V12 engine, so it's no slouch down the straights. The BMW does handle better, so I'm sure it'll be held up from now until the back straight, because he'll just be following him through here. It's kind of like one line, really, unless you make a bold move.
Yeah. So about 3/4 of the way through the race now. Starting to play out. Ben managing to get down that first bit of the S's pretty cleanly this time.
This guy's impressing me though, Bajny. He's drove the Z4 last season, got points in a couple of races, but looked a bit out of his depth at times. But now he really does look the real deal, and he's running, I believe he's about 6th place.
the back of the Aston Martin. I didn't see which one it was. I think it's Ben. Yes, it is. He lost all of his rear wing and the boot, so obviously had a big off somewhere. But now riding behind his teammate Tom, with Gazza still hot on his heels, and good exit from Gazza there. But again, real straight line pace affected his position. Tom's holding the inside line. Pretty much single file as we saw earlier on through the chase, unless you want to be pushed out wide.
Gazza's had enough, the lights are on. It's like, look, get out of my way, I'm coming through.
Yeah, but Tom's a racer. It's not going to... Oh, was that a little push? I think it might have been. No wonder the front of these cars messed up.
Yep, he's still not quite finished rearranging the front end of his BMW. And like I said, the lights are on, that means I've had enough now. I followed you for too long. It's time to get out of the way. So Gazza now will start applying the pressure.
Yeah, top job from the Aston Martin driver there. Very much a dark horse, as his team name suggests. And it seems to be a team thing here, as Andrew's car also looks like it has a jaw.
Yeah, he's got a great white shark look.
maybe
now being caught by the ever improving Lance.
Yeah.
And as the Aston Martin coupe of Benjamin comes up to the cutting.
Yeah, he's doing well to keep that on the track actually. I imagine that it's quite hard to get through some of these corners, especially the chase.
Yeah, the rear wing on the Aston Martin is probably one of the bigger wings in the championship as well, so he'll be feeling the full effects of that, but he does seem to be going pretty well without it. Maybe he'll just take it off for the rest of the races.
Yeah, Oliver keeping the pressure on though. Just waiting for a little mistake or a little opportunity. As he does look pretty racy, his lights are also on. But is he having a look down the inside? I'd say that's a bit of a brave move. But not quite.
When you're in a Z4 and... Oh, he's through. Bit of contact.
Around the outside, nicely done.
Nice.
Into the forest elbow, which is a very tricky corner. Downhill braking, generally quite a lot of understeer.
The Z4 is slightly underpowered, so slightly. It's trying to make a move to Sector 2 is probably your only option.
Yeah, as we're back on board with Dean, who is in a lonely second place. Pretty much looks like he's got the whole length of the straight to himself, and it is a pretty long straight.
Great job from Dean. No points in the feature race, so he really needs these. Classic job from Dean. We know what he's capable of.
Yeah, definitely one who will be challenging for podiums.
Oh yes, it really is.
As we're coming into the last 5 minutes of the race now, the roughs seem to be out on their own as well. But is that Bajny and Lance? Yeah, it is. It looks like the sun's just about to try and shine through the clouds as well. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, this is for 5th place. We know Lance is in a straight line, so if he gets even a sniff down the, I think it's Conrad Straight, he'll have a go at the bottom. Lance is really up for this championship. He's flying this weekend.
Yeah, see the fans on the hill. It's a good place to watch there, and an even better place to watch where they're coming up to now. McPhillamy Park, excellent view. You get to see all the way down to the bottom of the track. As the boys come through here, fast left-hander, easy to get it wide and on the gravel, but it's a bit of dust. And I thought he's into the wall. Bajny's into the wall, and then he comes back on and hits Lance. Oh dear, that could have been a hell of a lot worse. And they're still going at it. Bajny is lost his head. He's out of his mind.
I think what's happening is Lance is trying to let him back through. There's a bit of contact at the top of the hill. Right. I think Lance is trying to let him back through. Bajny's not reading the situation very well and keeps whacking him at the back because of how slow Lance is going. But I think they're back on form now. But Bajny definitely lost the car and contact with Lance. Lance tried to be a gentleman. Cost him a few more panels. Yeah,
and a bit of more time as well. Actually, he's got back a fair few car lengths now. As the Aston Martin of Tom seems to be even more mashed up at the front now. I don't really know what kind of car he's going for. Or that might have been Benjamin, I don't know.
So it looks like the race is finished. Dom has won from Dean. Ben's third, Adele is fourth, but who the hell will be fifth?
Yeah, as Lance is going to have a look around the outside, Bajni defending hard as he needs to do. Will Lance sweep round? Bajni just needs to hold his line. It's going to be close across the line. Photo finish. And I think Lance has got that, actually. I think Lance got that.
Yeah, Lance fifth.
As Gaz's beaten up car comes across the line, and he'll be followed in by his teammate with he'll be followed in by Ola.
Great job from Ola.
Yeah, and here comes the other beaten up BMW of Andrew. Disappointing result for both the Guard boys. They would have been expected to be a bit higher up than that.
Yeah. What is this? You see that car crawling down Conwell Street? What was that?
Movement coming across the line. I think we'd be disappointed with that, actually. Having third for a couple of laps at the start. And then big mistake pushed him towards the back of the field. Couldn't really gain up any more time. Yeah.
I'm sure he finished, but it didn't look good. Like I say, a lot of contact, so I'm sure his car's feeling the effects as everyone crawls back to the pits now. What is this coming across the line?
The mirrors are hanging off for everything. I don't think there's a straight panel on that car, actually.
That's Benjamin. I think he's had a massive crash at the top of the hill whilst running. I think he was running in 7th as well, so he'd be disappointed with that. I think he's going to crawl across the line for the final point, though. Just left of that.
It looks like he's been banger racing, doesn't it?
But yeah.
But here is the replay. He's just at the top of the hill. Oh, he just, I don't know, seems to just hit the curb weird, and Ola coming storming in, had nowhere to go, collects him, breaking the front suspension there. Not good. So let's just have a look at the classified results. We've got Nick with the pole, fastest lap, and the victory, so perfect race for him. 1.4 seconds faster than anyone else, actually, so it shows his domination there. As we've got Dean in second, the roughs of Ben and Adele third and fourth. Lance making a good recovery up to fifth. Bajni a strong 6th position finish. Gaza in 7th, followed by Ola, Tom and Benjamin. Then disappointing in 11th for Andrew and Jason in 12th. And then we've got Tyler in 13th, only completing 3 laps. But overall, that was a great race to watch. Ben has had to dash because he's got his podium celebrations to do, obviously. So thank you for Ben. This is going to be a weekly series, guys, so make sure you do tune in each week. So full highlights of the sprint race and short highlights of the feature race. So, after a stormy opening weekend in Bathurst, it was the two roughs of Out Control Racing, Adele and Ben, who were kings of the mountain and flying high at the top of the table. However, it is only week 1. Will they still be there next week after we visit the sunset in Dubai?